I'm Kenny Lowry, and today we're going to take a look at a liner basin install. Now typically your basin goes about an inch above the surrounding grade, that way if you get a heavy rain it doesn't wash into your basin. But sometimes you need a larger footprint or a larger water collection area than a typical basin will give you. So what we've got here is a 4x4 basin, and then we've got a 10x10 garden pond liner right here. And we're going to have, you can kind of see where we've got this burned up. Now keep in mind this is still rough, we're in the process of doing this. But we've got our basin set, we've got it level, and we're going to be putting this rubber liner in here, and then we'll put our support cinder blocks in on top of that rubber liner, and then the grate goes in. And then once we do that, we're going to fold the liner back in. After we fold that liner back in, we're going to take this berm here, pack it down, backfill against our liner after we got our grates in there. You want to be able to put your grates in first, because once you start packing and squeezing in on that basin, it'll be hard to get that those grates in there after you've done that. So make sure you put your grates in prior to backfilling against there. Then we'll take a hand tamper and we're going to tamp this down, and then your liner goes over top, and any water that might be hitting over here is going to make its way back into the basin. That way it's all going to collect a bigger area. This fountain we're put on here is probably going to splash, you know, well without in here. So that's the objective, is to catch it, and that is outside of the base, the actual basin footprint itself.
Extremely glad I decided against that.
Right now we've got the cinder blocks in here. We got the rubber liner spread out. You can see what we've so far. This is the next step. So the rubber liner's in, cinder blocks in. Now we're going to be putting the grates in. Then, like I said, we'll fold the rubber liner back in. We'll backfill around the basin, and then grade that soil out there to slope back in toward this basin. Now the way we're setting this up, this is the North Carolina basalt. He has an electrical plug-in right over here. You always want to consider that. Where is your electrical hookup? So we're going to put the pump access panel back here in this corner. You notice we have the cinder blocks away from that corner. We want to leave room for the pump to go right there. So we don't want to crowd that over and put cinder blocks right there. We're also going to come up through the middle of our grate system to run our flexible tubing. So right here in the middle, we're going to have a gap between these cinder blocks, so we can run that tubing up through there and attach it to the bottom side of that rock. Right now, make that gap. So you see we got just a wide enough gap right there. Now in these 4x4 basins, you have a split grate. If it's 3x3 basin, you only have a one piece. So this is a split grate, so we want to support that grate right there in the middle. That's why we have those cinder blocks running straight up the middle. Okay, now we've got the berm tamped around the perimeter there. You can see that. You probably can't see it in this video, but it is sloped back in toward the basin. So what we're getting ready to do right now is unfold that liner out onto the berm. Okay, here we have the liner basin install. You can see we've got that bermed up all the way around there. That's probably about an 8-foot footprint, I would say. 8-foot square footprint. You can see the way the water's splashing. We haven't put any rocks or anything on it, so you can see that it's splashing up there. You can see the liner right around the edge there, so you're catching any of that water that's hitting on that liner. It's going to flow right back into the basin, which is what the liner basin install does. So now you covered all of with stone, so if you don't see any of that liner or basin, and you're done.